Well, hello everyone. Welcome into Flying with Mike. A new week here. A couple of new flights to fly this week. We're going to start it off. We got a note from Flight Factor. They updated the A320, especially the panel and some things. So I thought I'd give it a try. It's been a while since we actually took up this version. Usually we'll take the Neo because, well, I kind of like the Neo. A lot of neat stuff within it, but my problem with Flight Factor was always that panel, folks. It was just cumbersome. I didn't like the textures. They're getting better, but we're going to give it a shot. Why not? So, and why not do it in my favorite Allegiant livery, the Make-A-Wish Foundation plane they have. November 218, November Victor. Seen it several times at the airport I work at. Beautiful plane, beautiful, beautiful organization to team with and Make-A-Wish. So, I just have to really take that one up. Near and dear to my heart, Make-A-Wish. And they've done, whoever created this did a great job in the colors and all for it. So Make-A-Wish is what we're flying today. And folks, if you are looking to an organization out there that is reputable, is for the recipients, which are the children, folks, you can't go wrong with Make-A-Wish. The other one I love is St. Jude. I haven't seen one done in any airline yet. I would love to see that. But Make-A-Wish is out there, folks. That is a fantastic. If you're not familiar with it, real quick, folks, I don't get paid for this. They're that good. Hey, they can have my time for it. They take terminally ill children, have them make a wish, and then they go about doing the best they can to make that wish happen. And you know what? They make wishes come true. I personally watched it in the trucking world where kids would wish to ride in the big semi trucks, and lo and behold, there used to be, well, there still is, a huge jamboree up in Iowa. And then at the end of it, a huge convoy would take off for Reno, Nevada, with Make-A-Wish children in those trucks. So that's how I came to know this organization. But that's not the only wishes they grant. Folks, they grant wishes to Disney, superhero wishes. They want to be a superhero of some kind. Hey guys, all you got to do is open up the movies. There's a new superhero flavor of the day every day being released in the theaters. And the kids want that, and this organization finds a way to make it happen, and they make it happen in style. That's the thing I like. It's not like, hey, look, here's a costume, here, go play. No, they make it happen. Beatitude, welcome aboard. Hope you're having a great day, sir. But yeah, folks, if you're looking for a place to contribute to, donate to, right there on the tail here, Make-A-Wish is a good place. All right, folks, sorry about that, had a cough. So with that, we're in where we left off with Allegiant, up here in northwest Arkansas, Bentonville area, and Springdale, home of Walmart, J.B. Hunt. J.B. Hunt, by the way, if you're not familiar, is a trucking company, a very big one back when I drove. I think they're still as big. I just don't see them as much. And maybe, hey, it's possible. Believe it or not, I could believe it's possible being a trucker. They may not have a lot of routes through St. Louis anymore. Hard to believe, but it's possible. Because believe me, it's hard to believe I couldn't get home in the amount of weeks I stayed out on the road. It wasn't because I wanted to. They couldn't find a load to get me home. Kind of upset me knowing where St. Louis is and how the interstates are. But folks, when you really draw out how a trucking company works, it doesn't take much to figure it out. Yeah, it's possible. All right, but anyway, that's where we're sitting at, is up in Bentonville, Springdale, Arkansas territory, north of Fort Smith, if you know that one, south of Joplin, if you know that. So we're kind of right there in the Ozarks. So we're on the westward end of the Ozarks, I should say. And we're going to head down to Destin, Florida today, one of Allegiant's larger hubs. We see a lot of flights out of there. Seems to be St. Louis's getaway point down in the Destin area, Fort Walton Beach. Might as well throw Pensacola in it, folks, because it's not that far west of here, along with Gulf Shores. So, all right, so that's our plan for the day. Up here, let's bring in Sim Toolkit real quick, and let's get this show on the road. On the road again. Oh, I probably just got gigged again. My bad. I gotta quit learning, quit singing. That or I'm losing people, one of the two. But, so, bad attitude, how are things in your world up there? You keeping them pilots in line, I hope? Or are they keeping you in line? That's the better question. UCGENNP. Welcome, sir. Hello, hello, hello. So, all right. So, folks, as you can see, Sim Toolkit's up here. It's a free utility, folks. I love this program. I wish everyone had it, but I do know Volanta's out there, and it just misses a couple pieces. I haven't seen them yet, but it has a couple pieces. Couple improved pieces this has, but not as well as Volanta. We're not going to get into that. We're going to get into flight planning. All right, loadout today. We're just getting the people up there to finish up signing their non-disclosure so they won't sue us for how bad the flight is down to Destin. Bet you wish you could do that there, huh? Bad attitude. They're signing them. Just kidding, folks. Oh, man, if an airline made people sign that, oh, would that be hilarious. Okay. Okay. I do know about the pay features on there. I forgot about that. Yeah, there are on Volanta features that if you want them, you got to pay for them. They do have free sides to it, but they're not all that great. Of course, you got to pay for great. So, but anyway, you can see the loadout: 177 people, 32,778. We're gonna go in and show a couple of things that I still am uneasy with this aircraft, and we'll get to those in a minute. 127, 228 on the zero fuel weight, and 15,000, roughly 700 pounds of fuel in the plane. I don't know why dispatch does this to me all the time, but they give me 5 for a cost index, and 37,000. I tell you, them guys in dispatch. Oh, sorry, bad attitude. I forgot you were around. I know, it's automatic. I just wish they'd get it up a lot higher. 5 is kind of, basically, folks, the lower the number, kind of the slower you go. The higher the number, the faster. There's a lot, though, that goes into that number. It's not just dispatch going, hey, we're going to screw with that crew. We're going to make it a 0. No. It's whether it's what the airline's looking at with the flight. Like lately, some of the flights that I've seen, well, they're getting out early, so they're getting where they want to go early. But the problem is when you do that, sequencing them into a gate. Now, our airport's a piece of cake. Other airports could be a challenge. So those kind of factors get put in. The computer chews on it and goes, and that's what we got. 5. Gee, thanks, computer. Oh, well. Oh, what else we got here? Weather. Whether or not do we fly today? Yes, we do. All right, 1:30 at 11, you can kind of see the graphic here of how it's going to reflect on our runway. So we got a bit of a crosswind on 16 left. 10 miles of visibility. According to this, it's clear. I see some clouds out there, so, you know, flight sim generators are always kind of quirky when it comes to trying to put out a good weather from the METAR. All right, where we're headed could always be a challenge, and that is the great state of Florida. Oh, let's see. I missed a couple things here in the chat. Hang on. I am going to roll back here real quick and find out what I have missed. Please, flying with the 737. Boring. Please, okay. Are you, you wanting the 737 or are you wanting more Airbuses? Because personally, I like flying the Airbus. But yeah, we can always put more 737s up. Okay, so there's our weather. Right now, not too bad. But you can kind of see, if you look at this, it's hard to see. Let me kind of zoom out. Maybe that'll help. You can see this batch of storms. Folks, this is what we're going to be watching over the next week. It's just going to be here and here. Just a lot of rain. Plus, for those interested, there is a tropical storm brewing in the Atlantic headed to the Caribbean. Forecasts are kind of, you know, pick your flavor of the day. Will it be hurricane, or will it stay tropical storm, or will it become a hurricane, drop back to a tropical storm, back up to a hurricane? Folks, it's really too far out to tell what it's going to do and if it will come up into the U.S. So it's not even to the Caribbean yet. It's still got, I think, 1,000 miles to Barbados. So and then that's still a good week and a half from the U.S. usually. So, but Brett is on the move, and there's one right on its heels, and several more coming off Africa. That's actually a little early. Usually those come off Africa around late July, August, September. We're seeing them now. So, you know, get ready, folks. Hurricane season may be many a storm. All right, so yeah, but this corridor right up in here and then out over here will be a lot of rain this week. So if you want rain and you want IFR or marginal conditions, I gave you a hint. And that is all I give. Oh, let's not forget about possible tornadoes. Let's talk about tornadoes that have hit. Thankfully, not here. They've been hitting all over the place in the Midwest and down in Texas. Oh, in Texas, by the way, we'll see 100-degree temperatures, which not unusual, but it may be like what we saw back in the 80s, 90s, where we would see many days in the hundreds. Boy, were those some hot days down there in Texas. Could be flaring back up. And again, that just tells me it's not global warming. It tells me it's a cycle. We've gone through a cycle of where it's been, you know, warm, but not overly, oh my gosh, is it so hot out here, to now it's going to be like that. So it's just the way the world just kind of, you know, works that magic that God makes for us. All right, so we are back here, and let's get in here. Okay, now we said here is one of those things I don't like about right now. If I was to take the X-Plane 11 version of this up, I'd love it. The X-Plane 12 version, I have yet to be able, and if you all know how to find it and it works with this new version, and I'll get that here in a moment for y'all. I am flying, where's Flight Factor at here? Updates, where are you? Beta 1.6.4 is what's on the plane right now, and I'm limited to 136 people. The X-Plane 11, I can put 180 people on. So, how did you, Captain, get up to that zero fuel weight? Very simply, people became cargo. We see that all the time when we fly, sometimes the MD-11, more times than not with the 767 freighter. You'll see people, and it should be cargo. And it took all my cargo away. What the heck? Oh, I know what happened. Oh boy. Hang on. I'm gonna get these sliders way up again. I know what happened. I'll explain. I know exactly what caused this, and there is no way, I think, to get around it. Right, set. Let's see how I did. Hang on. Wow, got close. Wow. Like I said, I kind of knew what I had to shoot for. I need 127 200. So we need about 500 pounds, I would say, give or take. All right, so you know what? We'll just do it the easy way. $231. That, you know, folks, we'll take it. Fuel still the same. Should have been. Yeah. Okay, good. All right, what happened? Real simple. The cargo here is what I was using to push it out like I just did to reach the correct zero fuel weight, because I cannot get 180 people into the airplane. It upsets me. I wish I could, because I can over in the X-Plane 11 version. So, and that's a full load, folks. That's maxed out. And it's because it's a two-class configuration. If we'd have gone one class, oh yeah, they pile the people in there. Now, I'll give you another interesting tidbit between A320s and the 737-800 here in a second. Because they both hold the same amount. Actually, the 737-800 can hold a few more people. I really wouldn't want to be in that plane, but it can. But you'll understand why in a second. So that's the quirk I really still am not liking. But we've got the airplane loaded. We're ready to go. Let's go ahead, remove the cargo loaders fuel. I wonder if I'd have done that before, if that would have done it. Huh. Anyway, so let's come up here. So what we have done, so we can get this plane going, because we got about 3 minutes to get pushing, and we're way behind schedule. All right, so we've gone through, we've got our panel all set up here, folks. The IRUs are aligned. Thought they were, or did I hold the process up? I held the process up. Okay, the reason why I went ahead and confirmed it and didn't adjust, there are no charts for gates here at Northwest. So we'll just simply return, get the winds, next phase. Okay, so we got all the winds. Go to flight plan. It's already in there. All we need to do is pop a runway because we don't have a departure. Where the heck does that one go? Hang on a second. Oh, nope, we're not going to use it. All right, so we'll get rid of that. So no SID. Okay, fine, not allowed. Then insert. Okay, so we're going to go direct RZS, which is RZC, which is Razorback, which is a few miles east to here, where we're at. Oh, did it again. Sorry, folks, my Boeing came back to me. Return. Got it clear. Insert. Okay, and then we can just quickly go to plan. Kind of rock and roll through here because it's not a long flight plan. Guess what? We don't have an arrival into. I actually am a real pilot, although let me put the huge caveat out there. I got my ticket back in the 1980s. And then in 1985, I stopped flying, ran out of money, really kind of as a teenager becoming a young adult, moving into the early 20s. Everything went sideways on me and I just stopped. And in 1986 went from working with the Air National Guard to going full-time U.S. Air Force fire. And I have not been able to fly ever since. Real aircraft. Thank goodness for back in the day Microsoft with 98, 2000, Century of Flight, and FSX. I was able to at least fly on a computer. And now X-Plane, which is a superb flight simulation model, fly here. So, but yes, I am a private pilot. Just not current. I need to go up with an instructor, get my medical back in line, which that won't be a problem. And I want to attend ground school so I can get reacclimated to the real world, not the flight sim world, the real world of ATC and all the stuff behind flying these days. But yes, to answer your question there, UC, that is yes. All right, and over here in Destin, I know we got an ILS somewhere along the way, but if we don't, you know what? We can always do an RNAV. And guess what? It's an RNAV. Well, that'll work perfect. Come right off Hawks. Perfect. All right, so we will have a SID to get on runway 20. Oh, there is something. I was hoping it was going to be out right now, but it appears it is not. Unless I have to start my standalone. I just got the email, and I'm sure all of you with Navigraph got it yesterday. Charts 8 is about to be updated. I thought it was updated by the way it read. Where would I find it? Doggone it. I may have to look later. Here it is. I wanted to show this off because if it's what I think it's going to look like, it is going to be super. Okay. I don't know how it'll work over here on Navgraphs. I don't think I have Navgraphs showing. Hang on. No, I don't. Okay. Sorry, folks. I'm doing this in the background. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, yes. What was the icon? Oh, yes, it is on there. Okay. All right, folks. Let me bring Sim Toolkit back up. I'm going to delay the flight here a little bit because this is something cool I've been waiting for. All right, so with Sim Toolkit, you can incorporate Navigraph, which if you noticed at the bottom, was already there. With this update that just came down with Charts 8, let me kind of zoom out here. Kind of get it on my route. We can now see the weather returns. So now on our Navigraph charts, we can actually see what we're, again, there's a lot that goes into this if you'll see it on the sim. But you can now see where the weather is to know where to fly, or will I be flying through it? I thought that was super. It was something touted. Hang on a second. Oh, my allergies have just been kind of stuck in my throat here for the last week. Been kind of pain in the rump. But this is something they touted when it first came out, that you could see the weather. And now you can, which is outstanding. Kudos, Navigraph and Navigraph Charts, folks. Looks great. Now, I'm in the VFR chart here, so you can kind of see the terrain that we're flying over and all of that. I'm just kind of moving about the Appalachians here, but you can see all that rain I was talking about. Yeah, really cool. So if you have this, you got to pay for, folks. It's payware. But if you use SimBrief, and if you want and you have aircraft like Zebo, like Flight Factor, Tolus, you want to keep those flight management systems up to date with the latest and greatest airways fixes, VOR, NDB locations, and all of that. This program for charts worldwide, for charts of both approach, en route, sectional, worldwide, you can pay for it over at the Navigraph site. And now their charts program is putting an overlay of weather on it, which is weather radar, which is been waiting for that. So that is pretty cool. All right, so you can see we're going to come off 16 left here, straight out to RZS or RZC. We'll get it right here eventually. Down to Little Rock, work our way down to CEW. Down here, we'll come down to Hawks and shoot the RNAV approach in. I think I have to get rid of, I have to get rid of the weather radar, unfortunately, to see my stuff down here at the bottom. I wonder if there's a way to get rid of that. I don't see it. Oh well. But anyway, our RNAV for you to see real quick will be Hawks to Cajun to Tammy to the runway, and then you got all the other data. We'll get into that en route. So I just, that was one thing I remembered seeing it work yesterday. I wanted to try out. Kudos, Navigraph. Love it. All right, we're doing over here. Nav 20. What do we got? RNAV Zulu for 20. Okay, now that's very Wait a minute. Okay, something did not punch up here right. Where's my VIA? There they are. Okay, now we're starting to look right. Okay, and then we'll just clear up that discontinuity so you can see how it's coming along here. Whoop, no you're not, because I'm still on Sim Toolkit. So CEW to Hawks, over to Cajun, and then right in. And if you want to see it blown up, there you go. Might be a little easier to read. All right, so that takes care of that. Now, if we go on, we'll see the missed approach. And if things work out right, if it is, we're going to get the routing to Birmingham in case we have to go divert. Now, you could put in your departure and your arrival. I'm going to leave it as is. I'm just going to insert, and F plan should be good. Yep, everything's good. All right, next up on our list, we need to do the weights. So we'll go back to Inish. Do not click this again, folks, or you're going to have to go back through and reload the airplane. But these arrows down here, click to page 2, or what they call init B, A, B. I think there's a C. No. Okay, and then I'm ahead of myself here. Hang on. When you're doing your flight planning, you got all of this set up. You come to perf data, have this all set up. Click set. That's what it's going to do. Otherwise, you would click, if you click set way before now, you would click weight request, and this should fill in matching this information here. For instance, our zero fuel weight, 57.7, that I think is in kilograms. Why is that in kilograms? Hang on, I'm going to do something here real quick. I want to see if it is. I don't think that's even kilograms. 57. Oh, it is. 0.7. Oh, yeah, very much so. All right, so we'll have to trust it. That is what that number is in kilograms. Fuel on board, 7.1. 15.6 is not right. Oh, I did it wrong. Sorry, folks. 15, yep, or okay, that's right. Okay. So yeah, these numbers, that is really weird. I'm going to find out, because that was one of the other big updates here. We're finally able to do things in pounds, and yet the FMC somehow is still set in kilograms. So takeoff weight and all. So, but the big thing to look for, 3.93 matches for your ZFWCG. And then we'll use this figure later. So that's that part. Okay, little bit quirky there, not liking a little bit. Sorry, I don't mean to offend all of you in Europe that go, well, you and the Yanks need to learn how to be in kilograms. You're right. I'll be honest with you. You're right. Still like pounds. So, well, I didn't find many problems with the McDo when I flew it the one flight. Yes, Beta 6 should be coming out soon, 06. Or is it 6? Anyway, whatever they are. Because I know I'm 05 right now, I think it is. And yeah, I'm hoping for that. But more importantly with that, I'm hoping the weather changes that Austin talked about in May come about, where the pyramiding clouds kind of go away and the cirrus clouds come above. Oh, calculations for V-speed. Yeah, that's supposed to be here in A320, or the A320 for flight factor. We're almost to that point. So after this flight number, I do it backwards. So Let's do a rad nav. Okay, that's good. All right, let's go to... Boy, I don't like this. I'd really like to have had a backup here to do this, and no, they don't. Wow. They said something about a performance calculator, but I don't see it. How do you mean? I just click on it? Nope. I don't know how Flight Factor does it. Unless I am like totally missing a page. Not missing anything there. Services are good. Yeah, I would, unless it's in the checklist. Hang on a second, folks, trying to... Yeah, I just don't see it. Oh well, I have a program that I'll go ahead and use. It's a payware program, folks. It's called TopCat. Had a lot of trouble today getting a professional flight planner to play nice and not say I'm over gross, because the numbers when you put them in, 127, 228, when we got our peoples and all worked out to get the number, are way under the maximum of what is it? I got it written down. Hang on. Hang on. It's not on that page. Come on. Of 171. I mean, I'm way under, and I don't get why professional, unless it was telling me limit-wise performance, it was under, was overbeared. Don't know. But anyway, what I've got here is TopCat. So you fill all of this in, your routing and all of this. The big thing is make sure your fuel's pretty close to Debrief. And then go to Takeoff. Update. So you got the current weather. Uh-oh, weather change. Now I'm a tailwind. 5 knots. Not going to worry about it. Yeah, I don't know why we don't have anything here to help me out. 16 left we'll still go with. Normal takeoff, 31 degrees, so we won't run with anti-ice. We have no reports of issues with the runway to worry about. So, now, in a perfect world, when the perfect sim matched the perfect plane out there with Airbus, we would get this numbers here. And we would leave with 112 feet of runway at the end, so long as our N2 or N1 doesn't go past 89.2. Problem is, and I think you all see it real quick, I can't tell it, am I going to flex? If I do these temperatures, I'm flexing. But you just saw, I can't switch it out of there. So, we're flexing. I think we're in a requirement where I got to run full bore, though, because we got an 8,800 foot runway. So, either I roll it back, even then I'm not going to get to it, or we flex. That's a limit here that I don't like. And it's all because of what I'm using for the aircraft when you set it up in the plane. So we'll go with this, see how it works. It's probably going to go, check your data. So let's do it. 141, 142, 143. Hang on a second to keep this up on my windows. There we go. So 141, 143. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, you know what? I didn't even think to look in the menu or the data or ATC menus. Shame on this pilot. Oh, I did not think about that, folks. Wait a minute. Okay. 18's good. These numbers are... You have a website available, the Black Box 711. He's a streamer out there, folks, on Twitch, that you can check and see if they update. I can guarantee you XNA is not an airport he's been to. He's got quite a few U.S. airports, but not a lot of them. But if you go into Europe, get ready. He's got a ton of them, and he's got a very good working website to help you with these. Flex temperature, let's go 56. Let's go 55 for safety. See, check takeoff data. Knew that was coming. Oh, I know why. Duh, I didn't put any of this in up here. Flaps, what are we going? 1 slash and down 2.0. So just like it reads, folks. So it's DN 2. Are you kidding? I've never had one that hard. Wow. This ought to be fun. Usually it's like 0 point this, 0 point that, not 2. Holy mackerel. Well, we're going to see if this works. They're calling 0.7, so we'll see how this works out. So there you go, folks. McDo is programmed. We've just ready to finish things up with the flight control unit. All right. What are we showing here? 2992. Okay, cool. That works. That works. Back into arc, come down to 20, bump up to 40 here. Speed, heading are looking good up here. Let's get these over. LS. And this is one thing they fixed, folks, is we can click right on where we need to be. All right, altitude. Going straight up to 37. All right, so we're set all across there. And let me get rid of Top Cat. And 8 cars should be running. It is. I forgot, this isn't told us where that won't happen. But that's the trays, folks, right there in front of the pilots. Okay, all doors, we got to close up. And let's go ahead and put that away. Put this one. Clear, clear. Go. And folks, we are just about ready. Go ahead and close the main door. Jay? Okay, 8 cars is ready. All doors are closed and the jetway is away. APU running. get better pushback on its way.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Do it pretty simple today.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, let me quickly look at our taxi out here. 6. Okay, so we got a lengthy taxi. Okay. There's our tug going through the building, and we are ready for pushback, folks. Engine start in an Airbus is super simple. Okay, let's finalize this.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
One thing I do miss from Tollus. Now, folks, you could...
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the crew, we kindly ask that you direct your attention to the review of the emergency procedures.
That's the thing I don't like.
There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. Take a minute to locate the exit closest to you. Note that the nearest exit may be behind you. Should the cabin experience sudden pressure loss, oxygen masks will drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose,
Brakes
pull the
released.
strap to tighten it and breathe normally. If you are traveling with children, make sure
We'll try
that
to
your
hopefully
mask
be
is
heard
on
over
before
them.
helping your children. In the unlikely event of an
Second, I'm just
emergency
seeing
landing,
if...
leave your carry-on items behind.
Okay, all we
Light
got to do
vests
is
are
move the
located
switch to the
below your
right to
seats,
ignition
and
start.
emergency lighting will guide you
And
to the
start number
closest
2.
exit. We ask that you make sure that all carry-on luggage is
Now, the
stowed
gray
away
box
safely
here means
during
we're
the
spinning
flight.
up.
While we wait for takeoff,
When it gets to the
please
proper,
take a
it'll
moment to
turn
review
the fuel
safety
on and
data
everything's
card in
good
the
to
seat
go.
pocket in front of you.
Tollus will bring it up to a point and then hold and then introduce to it's kind of interesting to watch. And the Tollus A320 cool down, all of this stuff comes up on here that you don't see on this one. So some great stuff out there. This is actually getting better. I think I know what I did wrong, bad attitude, and I will work to correct that. With finding the way to use the aircraft for your performance. I think it's exactly how I just said it, folks. I have to go into data, just like the pilots do. Pull it up that way.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay, brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Now, we've been jibber-jabbering. Didn't pay attention here if the avail came up here. Okay, when that happens, folks, don't panic. If this has not got the gray box around it that you saw in the beginning, good chance you're safe to start. So, come on down here, turn on engine number 1. Valves open. And I'll show you, see this gray box? That's what I'm talking about. So if that's not visible and you don't see a veil and everything seems stable, you were jibber-jabbering and missed it. Never happens in flying with Mike. I'm always a professional at all times.
We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
And thanks for flying with Mike there, Better Pushback. Have a great day. And we'll come over here to see the movement. It'll be, is it this side? Right, Other side. There he is. There's the pins of what I do. I don't know if this is really the best. I give a quick hit with a, because the way I look at it, they may not see me up here. And again, we missed it. You may have seen it. I missed it. So we're going to start a 3-minute timer. Right there. All right, let's go through the rest of this, folks. All right, so after the engines are started, let's get that switch back to normal. Unless it's raining, we may go back to ignition only because of the humidity today. Air APU bleed can come off. Checking to make sure our packs are on. And they are. And our generators are on up here. We don't see any faults. Okay, so APU master can now go to off. Nose brake fans on. Auto brakes get turned on max. We don't have an RTO on these, that's why. And I'm going to go here and flip the radar. Okay, and that's all set. Unfortunately, the potential wind shear button here does not work. The switch will switch in toeless, but I don't know if it will actually detect wind shear. Don't know. Just noticed something. I am not connected. AAY 3071 and an A320. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, folks. Let's see. I'm on the wrong page. There we go. Weather spoilers. Okay, spoilers to arm. Pull up. Flaps 1. And parking brake off. And taxi to the runway. Taxi light. Here we go. All right, cabin check and takeoff config. You see our checklist right here. Oh, helps turn the parking brake off, Mike. Okay, how do we clear these? Well, the takeoff config's easy, but you got to first clear everything else. So let's come out of here, and we're going to head for 16 left. We'll show you. It's really simple. Some of them simpler than others. The toeless aircraft, you just go up and click the chimes right up here. Just click one of these two. Flight factor, a little more complex, if you will. I'm just going to wait till we get on the straightaway. But it involves the EFB. And my intention was to have been airborne a half hour ago, folks, but we had a delay showing off some neat things on charts. So look for that, folks. That's really cool. That was something I've been waiting for a while on here. All right. Okay, let's do our flight control check. can do it one of two ways, folks. If you haven't been paying attention much, you can watch the gauge here, and you can watch the little cursor in the middle there. Down. See how it's moving on the attitude indication? PFD is otherwise primary flight display. Also on your gauge over there. Now, to do the rudder, my favorite one. Told us you can't do this. Light factor, you can. If you can in Tolus, I can't. Okay. Now it's a little tricky because I want to make sure we're going straight. Okay. Because as you can see, I got to completely go out of view. Push the button in the center, and now you can turn the rudder without turning the plane. Got a good check there. Finally, we're going to come into here real quick, get that trim set. That happens, so you just click on it again. There's two. Kind of, well, let's get on back on track here. Okay. And I told you we're going to get everything else finished down here. I think we're going to quit doing things on the roll. And Tower Legion 3071 will be ready to go into the run. Roger, cleared for takeoff. Legion 3071 direct Razorback. All right. Real quick. You had to do here, cabin status, and now it'll say good. Didn't say good. I know why, because I clicked the wrong button. Alright, we'll slow roll onto the runway. Now it will. And then we run the test and we're good. Test is TO config. Okay. Oh, I hate these lights. They still have it rough on us. Northwest Arkansas Airport, Legion 3071 departing, 16 left. Okay, and again, we're going flex. Here we go. Okay, green, green, blues, and flex. Stick down. Here we go.
V1. Rotate. V2.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Okay, like I said, direct Razorback as we make that turn. Airbus throttle, folks, is a clicking type. You go to notches. You have actually pull this up. So it's kind of hard to see, but you have toga, MCT, flex, thrust. I think that's all of them. And I love this plane, folks. It's so simple to fly. Let's get the flaps up. Let's go. And 2. And away we go, folks. We are on our way. After takeoff checks are... Oops, get the chrono on. Okay, and there's Razorback, and on course we go. So I hope you're enjoying this, folks. Again, sorry for the long, lengthy on the ground. Really planned 20 minutes and we were out of there, but I forgot about charts updating the program to include the weather radar. So those of you out there that missed that, feel free. This will come to YouTube. I may push this out quicker than I would normally so that that gets to y'all. But otherwise, take a look at it, folks. If you have the charts program, we'll bring it up here and show you how you get it. You're going to get a software update. After you do the update, and it does all the fun little things updates do, you'll come to the program and we'll show you how to bring up the radar. What a cool thing. It's what I've been waiting for with charts. There's a whole bunch of cool things that come with charts 8, but this is the one feature I've been waiting for.
10,000 feet.
Okay, there's 10,000, so off with the lights. Okay, and we leave everything else on until transition, then we'll turn the wing lights off. Uh-oh, airplanes, there we go. Let's take a look out the wings, shall we? As we come out through the Ozarks here, folks, headed to Little Rock, and then on our way down to Destin. Alright, one thing I did forget. Gotta de-arm the spoilers, so just push them. Whoa, don't slide them back, but just push them down. And there you go, folks. Some quick, okay, gear pins, you know, we are landing is our next one. So that's our eating table. Reason being, you know, in most airplanes you see a control wheel here. Well, we got a flight stick. So you got a left hand on the stick, right hand on the throttles. Of course, reverse it for the other loose nut in the cockpit. And get those turned off. We're not going to need them. And we'll go to airport and airport. So I hope you all enjoy, but let me work the lights here for a second. You're going, what? Yeah, we're working the cabin lighting. In this configuration, folks, daylight, you really don't get to see them. But if we were at night, you could tell the difference back there. So all right, and then you can see the audio levels. You can see the lighting. Door slides, I don't think we can do anything with. Nope. Temperatures, you can see what it's doing back there. Of course, that's, again, not US, which we would have hoped for. But, and then wastewater. How about that one? So you know whether we got to service it when we get there. Maintenance. And I don't remember how we get back to the main screen. There we go, status. All right, so
18,000 feet.
18,000. Normally you would just click here, go to standard, maybe. Folks, we were standard, so it doesn't matter. All right, and away we go. You know what that means? Let's do something some of the sims out there can't do out of the box. Flybys. Especially this one. The Hawker 125 flyby. All right, we got a little bit of time here, folks. I forgot to put something up here. Hang on, let me get that. There we go. Give you an idea of what we got ahead of us. About an hour to go. Told you it's about an hour flight, folks. An hour and 15 minutes to Destin. So we should be able to make up a little bit of time. We got a really good tailwind. You don't believe me. Right there it is. 30 knots pushing us. So that'll help a little. Aside from them wascally dispatchers giving us such low numbers. All right, let's show charts. I'm going to bring up the desktop version, folks. The desktop version you see here is what I have on Sim Toolkit, which you can also access if you're in your browser. Debrief, you'll see at the top. Hang on, I'll give you the exact what it says. Import to charts. Same thing, folks. So all looks the same. So once you do the updates, okay, you're going to come in. Now you're going to notice, like I did, a new icon here. And it's this one. The only drawback I've seen so far is you do not have the ability to do this down here. Now that could be a setting I need to change. I don't know. But we click here. Wait a second. And look at that. you now have weather radar, folks. I think that's kind of cool, personally. So, and I'm going to say kudos to the charts team for finally being able to provide that overlay for us. Don't know what it took for them, but what is this for? Oh, wow. Turbulence. Look at, oh, dude, this is awesome. I didn't get into this. Well, we have icing? Oh, wow. I know. Reflectivity. I don't know what that is. Clouds. I mean, so you can see you got a whole bunch. Tropopause. So you got a lot of cool stuff here, folks, available to you down here. Just really, I've just been waiting for this. Glad it finally came out. That looks awesome. So there you have it, folks. Again, update your charts. Once you update them, look for it in that menu right here. And when I hide this, it's right over here, right above. Make sure, you know, it looks like a cloud with the sun trying to peek through, or a moon, depending how you are. There you go, folks. Very cool. And as we mentioned at the beginning of the flight, folks, the areas of weather to be watching are right up in this area. Actually, probably all the way into Colorado. You're all going, well, that's a no-brainer. No. There's actually weather in place to really destabilize this area, to make it pretty ferocious. Namely, 100+ degree temperatures here in Texas for the next few days. They haven't had that in a while. They've had hundreds, don't get me wrong, but not in any lengthy amount. And since I can remember back in the 90s. Out here, expect a lot of rain. So expect some flooding and all of that. And then, I don't know if it's going to show up. Let's see. I am really curious. Nope, it doesn't. But out in here is our tropical storm Brett, working its way towards the islands. Right on its heels is possibly another, unless Brett sucks it in. But there's more coming off. And you can see it shows in Europe, but since Africa doesn't have many radars, that's why it's the way it is. So that is just super cool. All right, enough playing. And center. Kind of zoom down here a little. And Little Rock, and then on to, I think that's SQS, and then Meridian, Mississippi, and then I don't remember what CEW is. But then we begin our approach. All right. Enough fun, folks. And then you saw it just came back. That's kind of a bummer. Really is a bummer. But you know, takes baby steps, folks. Baby steps. I mean, let's take a look at X-Plane 12 since it came out, folks, last year. Clouds were 3D, albeit not the greatest looking back then, but today, that's not bad, folks, and they're working to make them even better. The big thing that I'm looking forward to in this next release, sometime this month or next month of 06 for 12, cirrus clouds. I know y'all are going, what is so... The cloud layering here is great, but the problem is if you don't have different types of clouds for different types of meteorological indications, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right going through a cirrus cloud that's as big as those. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're probably up there, but I'd like to see Cirrus up there. Also, those pyramids that we see out there a lot, I kind of think there might be one forming off over here. What are those? One, I think those are supposed to be storms, but two, they're working to make them to what they're supposed to be. I'm looking forward to that. And watching a video with Austin, some new stuff coming, whether it'll be with 12 or the next one. I haven't seen one that he told me is there, and I'm gonna try to find it. And that's with the 3D trees. You're supposed to be able to see them swaying in the wind, unless I misunderstood him in the video. So I'm gonna try and find a nice windy place and see if the trees are swaying, or if that's one of those things coming. So that'll be cool. But yeah, a lot of great stuff have come since X-Plane 12 came out, and then it just keeps getting and evolving and evolving. A330 now has the McDo setup. Yes, what Bad Attitude was talking about with V speeds, that is a pain in the rump, not knowing what to set the V speeds to in that plane. So that's tough. But yeah, this is just a great sim, folks. I think it's better than any that I've flown in a long time. Coming from Microsoft, not MSFS 2020. Never went to it, folks. Leaving FSX, which that was not tough to beat anywhere with scenery. I mean, heck, all you had to do is pay for some and you made it better. But anyway, coming to X-Plane out of the box, the scenery is just unbelievable. And that's what I try to show here. The scenery. Yes, I fly pay-ware aircraft a lot. I'm not a big GA guy, so, you know, once you get down below 10,000 feet, oh yeah, look, hey, there's my house. I think that's my house down there. Didn't know something that he said on the video I watched about below 5,000 feet, the errors that begin happening. But that I don't know because I don't have it, so I'll leave it at that. You all would know that if you fly it. So I enjoy this, folks. I think dynamically this is the best out there. I know some real world guys would argue that with me, and that's, you know, to each their own, and that's how I treat it. I will not be coming to Microsoft beyond, there's a whole litany of reasons we don't need to get into. This is to be a relaxing place, enjoy the flight, enjoy flight simming, and me trying to prod you to get into the sim and fly. Yeah, I try to by showing you all the fun stuff. Folks, it's not hard. I even prod a guy that pushed me to an airplane I really do not like, and that's the MD-11. Now, I don't like the airframe itself. I know a bunch of you love what the MD-11 real world. Rotate did a good job of rendering it. In some degrees, not. But, folks, it's a piece of cake of a plane to fly. Read the manual and understand you're flying an Airbus. And I know I just dropped jaws. I can't believe you said that about me. You're flying an Airbus. Yes, the overhead panel is Airbus. When you get past that, folks, it's piece of cake. Down below here, where the main gauge, you know, the PFDs and the nav displays and the different maintenance stuff you can get into, okay, that may be MD-80. Doubt it, but it might be. That's different. But overall, folks, you know how to fly the A320, A330, or the A340. Aside from a few little things, you're flying that in the MD-11. Again, like I said a couple days ago, not meant to offend people, but it's that simple. When you get your mind set and look at it, go, oh my God. Follow the checklist, folks. Boom, the plane flies. Doolittle taught that in World War II. You follow these items that we're giving you in this checklist, you won't die in these planes except from being shot at. Alright, so enough of all of that. Let's get into the flying. We are about to level off. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to regret it.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to climb, we would like to remind you that all flights of our airline are non-smoking. For your safety, the lavatories have been equipped with smoke detectors. When seated, we recommend to keep your seatbelts fastened, even if the fasten seatbelt sign is not illuminated.
Alright, so what are we showing here, folks? 44 minutes. I hate to break it to you, we haven't gone 15 minutes. The clock here is just barely 19 minutes from takeoff. What's happened is we've gotten into better air, good tailwind behind us. You can see pushing about 60 knots. So that's where we're getting a little faster push, so we're going to get there a little quicker. As we come down, though, of course, we'll build a little time coming down. So, ooh, got the brake fans on, and guess what? They're not even running. There we go. Brake fans off. Oh, yeah. And now that we're leveling off, we are going to do a system check, get these fuel tanks balanced out, and get ready for departure or descent. That's our next major feat. Almost to top of descent, 1 mile, or top of climb, sorry. Alright, and we're showing 231 miles to top of descent. And I am going to turn the seatbelt sign now off. Although we're getting tossed about here a little bit. I don't know. I think we're gonna, well, we'll turn it off here briefly. I got a feeling by about SQS we're going to be bringing it back on. All right, seatbelt signs off. And you can definitely see we're in some chop. I think we are going over Little Rock right now, folks, Arkansas. And as I said earlier, if you have ever been looking for a reputable company that you can guarantee the money goes to the who it says it's sending the money to when you contribute. Make-A-Wish is one of those. St. Jude's another one. Those two are, to me personally, the best organizations out there. Make-A-Wish is just that, makes children of terminally ill make a wish, and they come in and make that wish happen. Not just say, here, you know, there, we made your wish come true. They give it so much flair and pizzazz for that child to just continually have the dream of a lifetime made, be it Disney World, be it riding in a tractor trailer. I am not certain if they've done anything with the airlines. I don't know how they could. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's ways to do it. I would think. Maybe not. Never know. But they make these wishes happen, folks. If you want to be the flavor of the week superhero, which you see on the big screens, they don't just make it happen by saying here. They turn it into a production. And it's amazing to watch with the money you give them, what they're able to put on for these kids who desperately need a wish of any kind. St. Jude, same way with the cancer, kids with cancer. Watching the commercials, I know you're going to say it's a commercial, but you know, seeing the kids, how they cope with that is just unbelievable to me. What a miracle to see what they, you know, if we could learn anything from them, which we should, how to go through adversity, folks, with a smile on your face. So many of us are like, you know, down and drum. Oh my God, the sky fell on me. Oh, I don't know what to do with myself. Eeyore beyond belief. Drama queen through Eeyore on Meet Eeyore. And it's sad sometimes. And you know, I'm just as guilty as what I'm talking about, folks. But to watch these kids, what they're going through. I mean, the pain, the suffering that they may be enduring with whatever they have. Oh, let alone the wrenching of your heart that they have to go through that. How they do it with an upbeat attitude that they do. Not that, oh, the world is just so against me. My goodness. No. It's unbelievable to see them. And we could learn a lot from them, folks. A lot. So, like I said, Make-A-Wish. These are the two I truly, near and dear to my heart. Make-A-Wish I ran into when I was driving a truck. Told this way back when. They, way back at the beginning of the stream. When I drove a truck, you go to Walton, Iowa, I think it's July sometime. They'd have this big jamboree. Nothing but semi-trucks there, folks. It's the convention of conventions for the tractor trailer world. And at the end of it back then in the 90s, a convoy would go from Walton, Iowa. I know you're all going, where's Walcott at? If you know where Davenport is along the Mississippi, Quad Cities is another name, just slightly west of there. And they go all the way out to Reno. In those trucks that are able to do the convoy, they put Make-A-Wish children in there with them. And their wish is granted by being able to ride in the big truck. And that is so amazing. I mean, there is a song out there, if I could remember who sang it. that would tear your heart apart. It's along these lines. It's called Teddy Bear. And I mean, it's an old country western song, folks, but oh my gosh, will it tear your heart apart. And this is what we're talking about. Us giving back to them through Make-A-Wish. St. Jude, same thing, folks. Giving back. Giving to those who are suffering. And, so that's why I love flying this plane. It's been a long time since I've taken it up, because flight factor has just been, I've just not been very happy with it. There's still some things they've got to work on with the X-Plane 12, but, I'm just glad to be able to put that on there for you. Folks, by the way, I don't make a dime off Make-A-Wish or St. Jude. They're that good of an organization. I love to talk about them. So put that in the back of your mind if you're ever looking to make a donation contribution to an organization. Folks, you can't go wrong with those two. Believe me, one day I would love to play Teddy Bear on here, but you wouldn't be able to hear it because Twitch would immediately mute it. Followed up by YouTube not being happy with me, so that's why we don't. All right, so we crossed Little Rock a little ways back. We're looking at SQS here in about 27 miles. Let's do a quick take a look at this arrival and then get to work on putting the data in here. So what I'm going to do this time, we'll use Sim Toolkit just to prove that that does work here. All right, so we are on the flight summary page. So you have the summary over here, the flight route and all of that. Now I could go to live map. It looks the same. Just drop this tab over here. What we're gonna do, and you can see you can tab Debrief in here, folks. Just click view on your flight. There it is. I can do this to show the significant weather. I can click here to show the radar. And I can click here to show where the centers are. You can see we're going to cut through a little chunk of Atlanta. I'm not sure if they're going to make us talk to them or not. But yeah. But what I like is you can tag Navigraph in. Now this is on the VFR chart. Okay, let me back up. And I use this. Belok, welcome aboard. Thank you, sir, for the follow. We sure appreciate you. Hope you have a great day yourself. We appreciate you coming aboard. We have another flight planned tomorrow. Hope to see you then if you're able. All right, so I use this chart, folks, for the most part. They almost ended here. Okay, gotcha. Because it tells you what kind of terrain you're looking at. And yeah, call it flat, folks. Got the Alps here, the Rockies here. So it's just, you know, that's why I use it. I know a lot of people would like you to see this one, which is the high altitude, but then you miss out on all the terrain. Okay, what did we just get chimed in on? Is that the follow again? Huh. Not sure what happened. That was interesting. So, real quick, we're coming in on the RNAV GPS off of CEW. We'll head direct Hawks. And as you can, we'll get to this part in just a second. Let's look at it in a couple of pieces here. Start with the top half. First off, of course, it's telling you what the approach is, where. If you didn't know this, folks, Destin Fort Walton Beach Airport is co-located with Eglin Air Force Base. So if you didn't know that, you will be, when you go there, you'll see it clear as day. Well, if you come in on 20, you definitely will, I think. Yeah, 20 you should. But anyway, up here you got your ATIS, your approach, tower and ground. Okay, this is an RNAV approach. We don't have an ILS for this runway. So we're going to fly off Hawks to Cajun and join it. Final approach course, which comes off Cajun, is 195 at Tammy. Doesn't tell you how far out. Down here it does. 5 miles out. We got to be at or above 1,500 feet. Now that's an important one to know, because usually it's at the number on glide path. That means we may not have a glide path to follow. Okay, minimum descent altitude is 500 feet, which 500 MSL. Above the ground is 437 feet. The airport itself is 84 feet above sea level. 63 feet above sea level is the touchdown area. So that's the difference here to get this number. Okay, missed approach. We'll just climb straight ahead to 2,000 to Elis and hold. We'll see all that in a second. Here's what's required. Emergency safe altitude for 100 miles out is 3,500 feet. Okay, pretty cool. All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes. This is the routing section, and I'm going to do both. So we're going to come in at Hawks at or above 2,200, to Cajun still at 2,200 or above, and we're going to work our way down to 1,500 feet at or above 1,500 feet. Now it does have what I call the Pirates treasure map cross on it. X marks the spot. Now, to fly this out, we should be at, this is weird, at or above. Well, how can you be? You got to be on glide path here at this point. Now, whether we'll see it or not on our gauges is yet to be determined. So what we'll do is Hawks to Cajun to Tammy, and then straight in. Again, descending to 500 feet MSL, 437 feet. Till a mile and a half out, and missed approach. Minimums for us today: 500 feet. We need a RVR of 40 or higher, or 3/4 of a mile visibility. And by the way, there's no caveats in case like we have autopilots or anything like that. Oh, that nasty cough keeps coming back. Oh well. Ooh, got a little bit of star action that time. Ooh, I knew I finally would feel like a star. There's so many around me. No, just kidding. All right, but there's our charts. Once we get on the ground, we're coming in 20. This is the military ramp. So those sitting on the left side of the aircraft get to see all the military aircraft. We'll come off hopefully at Fox. Oh yeah, correction, hotel. Taxi all the way down till we get to Delta 1 or Delta 2. Now technically this terminal right here is where Allegiant parks. Oh, excuse me for sniffling. C1 through 5. It's not in X-plane. So we'll just find a spot up here. Probably A3 or B3. Now, here's that chart I was talking about, folks, when we would have been pre-flighting. If you could use this to hone down the coordinates of where your aircraft is. All right, and we're getting into some pretty good chop, and let us now the other neat thing you can do here, folks, aside from overlay, you can also put that in your routing so you can see how it looks. And when it says outside not believable or whatever the words are, you can see it here how it relates to the chart. We're not there yet, so but we are getting close to top of descent. So let's see just how far out we are. 82 miles. And we did not, oh man, we did not do that. Oh well, not going to worry too much about it. Where are we? Takeoff, cruise. All right, so next phase, QNH. Let's try. Oh, they don't have any of them working. Oh well, let me get to perf. I was going to see if I could have gone that route, but they aren't working. So we'll get the METAR here real quick. KVPS. Alright, so QNH. Now, to put it in inches of mercury, you put 29.83. You got to put the point in there, folks. Temperature there, 28 Celsius. Wind, 200 at 12. Right down the runway at 12 knots as of this report. Alright, now, MDA. That's on the chart, folks. You go back to it. How I do this. Now, if it shows DA or DH and MDA, one of them will work. Now, you can put either 500 in or 437. I'm going to go with 500. Guess what it means? The same thing. All right, and we got an approach speed of 138, VLS of 130. We can slow to 213 and at that point put flaps out. All right, so also folks, if you're interested, I say that, if you're interested, you can put a prediction in on what you think the arrival will be. And it's just like I did, the exclamation mark, the word predict, and then a negative number. Oh, we will have ATC, folks. Jacksonville came up. Alright, so we're just now whittling down the mileage. How much time do we have? $50? You know what? Let's get up here. We'll do it real quick. Hang on. Fuel? Fuel is... You see the imbalance here, folks? Let's see if we can't make that happen. Alright, your fuel panel is right here. Click your cross feed. See how it's switched? Now, we need this one to match this. So what we do is turn these off. We're going to get a ding, probably. And you can see it's going to begin burning the fuel for both engines out of this side of the aircraft. Usually it should only take about 5 minutes or less. That's why I think we can get this done. We're already into 33, so yeah. Come on. Just making sure everything is functioning as it should. Let's get up top here because we're just about there. Now, if I was to close this valve, that engine should shut off because this is no longer feeding engine 1. Okay, thing looks good. Close the valve off. And now, folks, we are, within 10 pounds. We're not going to worry about that. All right, so we are set there. And let me get the rest of the checklist here for descent. Okay, so QNH is set ILS frequency. Let's make sure. Considering RNAV, we are not going to have an ILS. Okay, so really not needed. Okay, we'll get to seat belts when we're 20 miles out, and let's turn those off. That way we get a general look at the aircraft. We got our engines, our important stuff, landing elevation auto, 64 feet, our pressurization, our cockpit forward and aft cabin temps, our vertical speeds on our cabin pressurizing, and the cabin altitude here, and our pressure that's in the plane. Gross weight, I'm not sure that one is in our temps. It's a little different than the Cessnas, Pipers, and Beechcrafts I flew many years ago. All right, this hockey stick right here, folks, is top of descent. So we are within 20, so I am going to set 3,000. And I think it's the up arrow that'll put us in a managed descent. You get the blue dot, you're in a managed descent, meaning the aircraft is just like in Boeing. In Boeing, you would see your above-below glide path range right here. Airbus, it's over here. It's a green dot rolling up and down your altitude here. The goal when you're on track is right between the top of this 36, below this 36, right in here. The reason it's going out is we're just not on that profile yet. But once we reach it, it will steepen and head down. seatbelts are on. So again, folks, I hope you enjoy. If you're new to the channel, we would love for you to smash that follow button, and click the notify, so that way you can be notified when we go live. Tomorrow we do plan a live stream. You can find out about it down below in the about. You'll see the flight schedule, what's coming up this week. If you're on YouTube watching this, please, we'd love you to click subscribe, ring the bell so you can be notified of new videos, and click like if you like the content. We'd love to know, love to see more of you out there on there. We got a really good following on YouTube, about as equal to our Twitch following right now, and we really appreciate both sides of the house. Love you all to death. Thank you so much. Because believe me, 3 years ago, when Hawker was pushing me, telling me, I need to stream, you need to go out there and stream, I'm like, yeah, right, who's going to listen to me? Who wants to listen to me? And I still say that from time to time, because it's not about me. I know it's about the planes here. I know you all are wanting to learn about them, so you can go fly them. I hope we're able to inspire you to get in the plane, get out there, fly. I don't care if you fly VR. I don't care if you fly just like me on a flat screen. Fly. Hey, you know what? Let us know if you decide to embark on real world flying. Boy, that would just tickle my heart to hear you taking on the real world, because folks, it's fun. I enjoyed every single hour that I flew. I had just under 300 hours. But like I said, life happens. And oh well, yeah, I'm not looking back with sour grapes. It is what it is. So, and I can't complain, because I mean, the blessed life the Lord's given me without being behind the airplane wheel has been phenomenal. Granted, he put me behind a truck wheel. Not much similarity there, other than I did get to drive a 747. Not the actual 747 aircraft, but if you count the tires on a 747, I drove an 18-wheeler. Mark that to the bank. So, and I did drive a lot of air freight, so I did get to get into the airports, get on the ramp a few times. Not ever up to a 747, but up to DC-8s. There's something y'all don't see these days. 727s. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that came into Des Moines. I think that's it. I did get to see an Antonov 124. So I can't complain, folks. I'll tell you, I wish Emory Worldwide would have stayed around and still kicking today to see where they would have ended up with the fleet. Because at the time, their biggest, well, they did have DC-10s, so not many, but a few. So, all right, we're going to have to go into an open descent, it looks like. What are we doing? Let's see how this plays out. So, alright folks, we are in the descent, like I said. Seatbelts are on, altitude set for the star, 3,000. We started the descent, we are managed. We may have to go into an open, and basically what an open means is you're controlling the descent instead of the aircraft. Currently, the aircraft avionics would be controlling the best attitude, best descent angles to reach, what your flight plan is set up for. In this case, so I mean, it looks like it's on track here. kind of keep an eyeball on it. And then we'll transition into a local approach, into our approach mode. Like I said, Jacksonville is online, so let me get switched into gear 35,925. Okay, hang on. So I want to make sure we have a radio ready to go over to them. 35,925. We'll see if they're going to make us talk to them to go in. But again, folks, it has been my pleasure to fly along with you here on stream, chatting with you. You know, folks, again, if you're on YouTube, click that like button. Love for you to give us thumbs up that you like what you're doing, like we're doing. Subscribe. Would love you to subscribe. And ring that bell so, man, know when we're going to be getting more content. We've got some videos in the pipeline ready to come out. Not sure where I'm going to fit this one in yet, but it will be coming shortly. But look down in the About section, or the More. Look for Twitch, and you can find out our flight schedule there. Or, better yet, just saw the invite come up, but you know, I'll give it to you again. Come on over to our Discord channel. We have the live flight schedule there as well, and you can find out if you want to come on and be a part of the live broadcast. We'd love to have you. So, stand by as the wife is texting me. All right, so we'll have this on the ground here, in about 10 minutes or so. But again, as you've been seeing our verse of the day go through there, folks, really a good verse that came out for Father's Day. Really read into that. Man, what a verse. That's why I kept it up today, folks, because I think it needs to be pumped out there a little bit. Lately at work, I've been seeing a lot of people. Boy, what a rough week at the airport it was with the way people were treating people. So that's why I kept that up there. Oh boy. Oh, I can't wait to hear this story when she gets home. Oh boy. All right, so let's get into this descent a little more. We're coming through transition. We said 2983. Okay. All right, right here, folks, on Airbuses, you will see activate approach phase. All right, what that does is slows the plane down to what's called flap speed. I think it's flap. F Foxtrot speed. So be careful clicking that unless you actually are controlling the speeds. Be very mindful of that one. I'm gonna pop some spoilers. I knew he would be doing that. Alright, so let me get my altimeter taken care of.
18,000 feet.
And we are good to go. How we doing on that speed? Okay, still not slowing up. Alright, so we'll put more spoiler in. Watch over. What did he call off? 1, 3.
SB 331, Jack Center, I have your clearance advisor to copy.
Go ahead.
SB 331, clear to the Jacksonville Airport as filed, maintain 3000, expect flight level 28010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency with me, squawk 7442.
Alright, Jacksonville is filed on departure climb to 32810. Your frequency 7442, Busy Bee 331.
Busy Bee 331, read that correct. Calling for taxi, expect runway 18, Myrtle Beach altimeter 2988.
988, runway 18, we'll do that, Busy Bee 331.
Jacksonville Center, JetBlue 1584, ready for Charlie, requesting taxi 18 left to Orlando.
JetBlue 1584, runway 18 left, taxi via Charlie, Bravo 1.
Yeah, Charlie, Bravo 1, JetBlue 1584.
Jacksonville Center, Allegiant 3071, descending to 3000 through 13.8.
Legion 3071, Jack Center, hello, squawk 1062.
1062, Allegiant 3071.
Steering 779, turn right, right turn, heading 260, so then maintain 3000.
260, 3000, Spirit, wing 779.
Legion 3071, radar contact 15 miles north of Pensy intersection, descending through 12,500, so then maintain 3000, expect vectors to the visual approach, runway 20, take home.
Roger, we'll continue down to 3000 with vectors to the visual 20. Legion 3071.
And Legion 3071, angle and altimeter 2983.
Copy the altimeter. Alright, we're going to have to...
Record 1787, hold short, runway 17 right at Hotel 1.
Record 1787, continue holding short, one arrival prior to departure.
Visit received, you're holding short, American 1787.
Roger, flight 10 and 11, RNAV Villains, wind 100 runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 1 left, 12 flight 1011.
And Jacksonville Center, Spirit 766, so short Charlie 1 radio taxi with the current weather.
Steering 766, runway 17 right, taxi via Charlie 1, Juliet 2, Juliet, Hotel 1.
Charlie 1, Juliet 2, Juliet, and Hotel 1 for Spirit 766.
At Center, Southwest 1535, we've made 17 right, we're actually going to be disconnecting right here. Thank you so much for the service so long.
1535, have a nice day. Legion 3071, turn left heading 130.
Left 130, Allegiant 3071. Not sure why.
Delta 1450, ready for taxi.
Delta 1450, Jack Center, hello. What runway were you given for departure?
18 left.
Delta 1450, runway 18 left, taxi via Charlie 1, Charlie, Bravo 1.
Charlie 1, Charlie Bravo 1, Delta 1450.
Record 2504, Houston offline, radar services terminated, change to advisory frequency approved.
Over to advisory for American 2504.
Alright folks, I may get a little quiet here, which you'll probably enjoy. We're getting ready to shoot the approach.
Delta 1450, Roger, that's fine, as long as you get westbound on Juliet.
Delta 1450.
Jacksonville Center, 3, Juliet, Sierra, Juliet, I'm going to step away for a quick second.
11 Jacksonville Center, radar contact, climb and maintain climb and maintain level 360, turn right heading 315.
Right heading 315, climb 360, funky flight 1011.
JetBlue 1184, ready for departure.
Spirit wing 779, turn left heading 245, field will be at your 10 o'clock and 18 miles, report site.
245 and I will approach for wing 779.
Southwest 2364 Atlanta offline, radar services terminated, change to advisory frequency approved.
Don't know any ground Southwest 364.
3-0, back up.
Hello. Thank you.
1184, ready for departure.
Triple 1184, RNAV Villains, wind 100 at 6, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
18 left, clear for takeoff, RNF to the lens, JetBlue 1184.
American 1787, RNAV Cape, wind 100 at 6, runway 17 right, clear for takeoff, 17 right.
17 right, clear for takeoff, RNF Cape 1787.
And Legion 3071, no rush, but field is at your 10 o'clock and 16 miles. Report when you have it in sight.
Legion 3071's looking. We got an overcast deck in front of us.
Legion 3071, roger. Descend and maintain 2000, and you can amend the heading 170.
Down to 2000 and 170 on the heading, Legion 3071. We'll be looking for the airport when we break out.
Thank you. Spirit wing 779, looks like you took a 180. You okay up there?
No, I'm good. That was that Microsoft bug when you touched the mouse. But yeah, I'm good. I'm looking for the airport, Spirit wing 779.
Bring 779 now at your 9 o'clock and 15 miles.
Roger.
Jacksonville Center, very good evening. United 3465 on the ground in Orlando. Request clearance to Nassau.
3465, Jack Center, hello. Clearance time request expected PDC.
Roger.
Field in sight for Spirit wing 779.
Spirit 779, clear visual approach, runway 18.
Visual approach 18, Spirit wing 779.
Jacksonville Center, Spirit wing 766, home shore, hotel 1, ready to go.
Thank you. Frontier flight 1011, cleared direct Medusa, proceed on course.
Clear direct Medusa, funky flight 1011.
2500.
American 1787, radar contact, say altitude 1000.
Holy crap, we don't have visibility for anything.
Repeat message 1787.
American 1787, radar contact, say altitude 1000.
Passing 3,000 feet, American 1787.
Jacksonville Center, JetBlue 1584, ready for departure, 18 left.
Thank you. American 1787. American 1787, turn left heading 090 degrees, climb and maintain flight level 370.
Turn left heading 09, climb and maintain 370, American 1787.
This may be a go around.
JetBlue 1184, radar contact, say altitude passing.
3.8.
American, JetBlue 1184, turn right heading 315, climb and maintain flight level 370.
370, 315, JetBlue 1184.
Legion 3071, do you have the field in the sight, right ahead of you now?
Fields in sight, Legion 3071.
Legion 3071, wind 220 at 13, runway 20, clear to land.
Clear to land, 20, Legion 3071.
Spirit wing 779, wind 110 at 4, runway 18, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 18, Spirit wing 779.
American 2358, Miami service is terminated. Change to advisory frequency approved.
Thanks for the shortcut. Have a great night, American 2358.
Number 333 Sierra Juliet, Daytona altimeter 2987, just for your reference.
Oh yeah, maintenance is going to have to see this.
Number 333 Sierra Juliet, Daytona altimeter 2987.
2987, altimeter for 3 Sierra Juliet.
JetBlue 1184, turn right direct to Buffy, proceed on course, Buff.
Right direct Buffy for 1184.
Record 1787.
500.
Turn left turn heading 045, I'll have the direct in a moment.
400.
045, 1787.
Check, 3176 Hotel 1, ready to go.
Yeah, I hear you. Alaska 340, expect the ILS runway 18 right from Iago.
Think right.
Right
200.
from Iago, southwest, or correction in Alaska 340.
100.
Jacksonville, Busy Bee 331 taxi.
40.
Busy Bee 331, runway 18 taxi via Alpha, Myrtle Beach altimeter 2988.
20.
Runway 18 via Alpha, Busy Bee 331.
And Jacksonville, fellow 702, we're reaching top of descent, request and lower for Wilmington.
Okay, that was not a pretty approach at all. Little.
Hello, 702, cross seals at maintain 11,000, Myrtle Beach altimeter 2988.
Copy altimeter, and we'll cross seal at 11,000. Thank you. Fellow 702.
Alaska 340 at Iago, cleared ILS 18 right up road.
And center Legion 3071's off at hotel. Head to the terminal.
Alaska 340 at Iago, cleared ILS 18 right approach. Legion 3071, welcome to Eggland, taxi hotel, or terminal via hotel.
Hotel to the terminal, Legion 3071.
Bearing 766, RNAV Cape, wind 100 at 6, runway 17 right, clear for takeoff.
17 right, clear for takeoff, 376.
American 1787, turn left direct to Buffy, proceed on course Buffy.
Turn direct Buffy, proceed on course Buffy, American 1787.
And JetBlue 1184, clear direct to Faith.
Direct Faith for 1184.
Alaska 340, Jack Center.
Alaska 340.
Alaska 340 at Iago, cleared ILS, runway 18 right approach.
At Iago, cleared ILS 18 right, Alaska 340.
Jacksonville Center, hello, American 445 looking for IFR to Charlotte.
American 445, Jack Center, hello, clearance request number 2, standby. JetBlue 1584, RNAV Villains, wind 100 at 6, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
RNAV Villains, clear takeoff 18 left, JetBlue 1584. Jack Center, hello, American 5454, Jacksonville International, ready to copy IFR to Reagan, 80 Echo.
American 5454, clearance request number 3, standby.
77.
All right, well, that wasn't my finest hour on approaches, folks.
779, Spirit 779 is clear.
Oh, we're going to try replay. Don't worry, because I floated
Ring 779,
with all of that inertial energy. I knew we were going to float.
Thank you, taxiing via Alpha. Thank you for your service.
3331, fly runway heading, wind 110 at 4, runway 18, clear for takeoff.
think I blocked you out. Say it again for Busy Bee.
Busy Bee 331, fly runway heading, wind 110 with 4, runway 18 clear for takeoff. Runway heading.
Keep runway heading, 18 clear to go, Busy Bee 331.
Spearwing 766, radar contact, say altitude passing.
Back to 2,000 to 7,000, Spearwing 766.
Oh, how was the
Spearwing 766, turn
really
left
fun
heading 090,
there?
climb and maintain
Bad
level
attitude,
370.
even though my landing probably wasn't all that great.
But
But
again, I'm sorry.
Climb and
it
maintain
just
your cruise, flight level
could
370.
not get this thing to slow down.
370, Spearwing 766.
So we'll have to
Jack Center,
figure
American 424, good day, Jacksonville.
out another
City,
flight
Grant.
planned with it here in the near future. So we'll see how that
American
works
24,
out.
26, Jack Center, hello, expect the PDC.
Action to Delta 1450 at Bravo 1.
For the 1450, thank you.
This is a nice thing. I don't have to push the
Triple
throttles.
1584, radar
Hardly
contact,
at all.
altitude passing.
But yes, we will try replay. Problem sometimes you
1584,
see
radar,
is it
sorry,
crashes
turn right
the
heading
sim to
315,
desktop.
climb and maintain level 37, or 350, excuse
Don't
me,
know if
35.
it's a bug with them or something I'm
Heading
doing wrong.
215, climb and maintain
But
350.
sometimes we get a csh to desktop. Hopefully that won't happen. 'Cause I got to
Blue 479 is back with you.
why this thing was doing what it was
Blue
doing.
479, thank you.
To try to make it better next time. And by the way, folks, this is my first flight with the new update for the Flight Factor A320. So that's why some things have been kind of haphazard here.
331's out of 1.5.
Busy 331, Jack Center, radar contact, climb and maintain level 280, clear direct Charleston, proceed on course.
Austin, flight level 280, Busy Bee 331.
Oh, I love it. Turn that down a little.
Jacksonville UPS
Whoa.
304.
I'm going to take out the taxiway lights.
UPS 304, sorry for the contact. Me, I'm actually closing up here. You can head back over to advise.
Okay, see ya.
JetBlue 1584, turn right direct to Buffy, proceed on course, Buffy.
Right heading direct Buffy, proceed on course, Buffy, JetBlue 15.
Never know. There might be a scenery update. That's why I had to hold up.
Direct for you, Charlotte.
I love it. Oh.
Center, November 66, Charlie Whiskey.
Number 66, Charlie Whiskey, Jack Center.
Hey, how you doing? We're on the ground at MCO, looking to pick up our clearance to Raleigh, Durham.
66, Charlie Whiskey, roger, expect the PDC.
6, Charlie Whiskey.
Oh, scenery sometimes really cracks me up. But when you listen to
1584, I'm closing up here. Radar service is terminated. Frequency change to advisory is approved. Have a nice. JetBlue 479, I'm closing up here. Radar service is terminated. Change to advisory frequency.
Over to you, JetBlue 479. Have a great night.
This would be 331. I'm closing up here. Radar service is terminated. Change to advisory frequency approved.
331, see ya.
Hello, 702, contact DC Center, sorry, Washington Center. 133.72, 3372.
Washington 13372, thanks for the excellent service at Bellows Center up there.
Spearwing 766, turn left direct to Buffy, machine on quarter.
well, most of the jetways don't work here, it looks like, folks.
And Spearwing 766, closing up here, radar service is terminated, change to advisory frequency approved. Have a nice day. Oscar 3 1340, radar service is terminated. Frequency change to advisory is approved. Have a nice day.
Roger, advisory, Alaska 340 TM.
Another 1540, closing up shop here. You can head back over to advisory 122.8.
Bye-bye.
1787, radar service is terminated. Frequency change to advisory is approved.
Unicom, forward American Assumption 87. Thank you. Have a great one.
Number 333 Sierra Juliet, radar service is terminated. Frequency change to advisory approved.
Interstate change approved. Have a good night. 3 Sierra Juliet.
Roger, flight 1011, if I didn't give it to you already, radar service is terminated. Change to advisory frequency approved.
Go to Unicom 25, 1011. Thank you for your service. Bye-bye.
Attention all aircraft on Jacksonville Center frequency. I am now closed. Head over to advisory 122.8. Have a nice day.
Okay.
Good day.
Good day.
See you.
All right. Couple of things here. I'm working on trying to get my sim working. Uh-oh. That is never fun to see and read. Overpowers you. Yeah, it does. Yeah, well, there is one trick, folks, and I was trying to get it to work better because it was overpowering me trying to think. Folks, if you run into loud ATC, aside from going to your Windows speaker and pulling the volume down that way, come up here, you can turn them up and down by moving the volumes on some of these aircraft. And that's what I did at the end. If you noticed, he got a lot quieter. But yeah, he was even overpowering this guy, the guy trying to fly. So, but yeah, if you turn your volume down right here, don't turn it all the way off. I mean, push down. But if you just kind of set it, you'll hear him go quieter. All right, we're on Unicom, so we're not worried about it. All right, let's get this thing shut down, and then let's, as UC requested, try and do a replay. All right, so taxied in. Oh, we didn't turn the radar off. Sorry, guys, we just made you babyless. Radar off. Transponder standby. Spoilers down, flaps, okay. Brakes, levers, idle, okay. Let's get engine 1 off. Go up here, lead on. And engine number 2. Okay, let's go up here and make sure we got all our lights off. Beacon can come off. Oh, we got an auto position for that. Oh, I did not know that. So used to the others where we don't. Brake fan can come off. Alright, and folks, we have arrived. Alright, so let's take a look at how this landing was, because I had a couple bounces. Alright, to do that, we use Sim Toolkit to start with. We'll do the metric portion of this first, you see, and then we'll do the replay. God willing, it lets us. Okay, so here's Sim Toolkit. This is what keeps me on Sim Toolkit. And to some of you guys out there, I know you're not, and not to Volanta. Ooh, 528 feet a minute. Yeah, I had a feeling. Alright, so aside from that unexpected overcast layer, that was not expected, folks. Here is our details of our flight. Hour and 25 minutes, 500 miles, and we've got about 2 G's on the landing. So we woke everybody up. My job up here to make sure you get off the plane here at your destination. 500 feet a minute, 117, so we were really slow. And I kind of knew that. It just, man, it was a pain to get this thing to slow down. Alright, but this is what I like, folks. This report here. Okay, we We're 4,000 feet down a 10,000 foot runway. That's actually sounds bad, but it really isn't. That means I had 6,000 feet to get stopped. That's actually not bad. But in the realm of landings, you try to land from where this blue dot is. That signifies where the white line for the threshold is, meaning the legal landing point forward of you. So this is the landing zone. So from this hash mark back to here, each of these hashes are 500 feet down the runway. This is what we aim for visually, which I really did not have. Also, did you all notice I had a full ILS into here? I don't get that because I did not program an ILS. I programmed VNAV or RNAV, and while it could still have the indications, I don't understand if the flight sim had it already in it or what. So, over here gives you some more metrics like your heading. Ideally, I should have been 195. I was pushing 197, so that was a little hurt. This is what caused the hard landing. We got slow on one of the bounces, and that's what caused it. Okay, and then you got these nice little green tags that tell you that as well. We'll click OK. Get rid of this. And two things to do here. Okay, what's going on here? All of a sudden things are getting very slow. There we go. Alright, first off, make sure you come off VATSIM. If you don't and you go into replay, it automatically kicks you off. So you technically don't have to worry about it, but it's something to be mindful of. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Also, if you are running an ACARS program, as I am, make sure you stop the flight. Ooh, everything is getting super slow here. Wow. Okay, high rep filed. And I want to just quickly go over and check. Maybe? Yes, no. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Let's get rid of Top Cat. Maybe that's bogging us down. Something's bogging us down, and I don't know what. Hang on a second, folks. Just getting rid of charts as well. Trying to get rid of whatever could be bogging us down. Okay, there we go. We're starting to pick up. Just want to double check that my flight... Oh, come on. That's the one thing with Mac Air I don't like what their website is. Alright, that's okay. We'll get around it. And it got logged. That's all we wanted to see. Alright, so that could be why sometimes we have trouble. Let's get rid of that. And that. Let you all see the magnificent plane. Now, one thing, how do I know that the gates won't work here, folks? Usually when these tubes go down to the ground, they're not going to work. Now, let me see if I can do it, because I did see a couple that may work here. See how they look over on this one, where they're along the jetway? They'll probably work. That jetway will probably work, but none of these will work. Maybe those over there. Alright, so let's get in here and let's try it. That's a good sign. I think we just crashed. We certainly did, folks. Well, darn it. Dang it. Hang on a second, folks. These things do happen. So, wrong one. I had a feeling with us having trouble frame rates or something was tanking, something was not playing nicely here, that we were going to have a crash to desktop. Again, this is the first flight, folks, that I've flown the new update. So that came out the D-Day, I think it was, on the 6th. Yeah, and that's beta 1.6.4. So, all right. So anyway, that was a bummer. Anyway, well, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. Be watching for it to come up on, like I said, I'm still flipping the coin if I'm going to add it quicker than the other videos that are in rotation. Not in rotation, but in the lineup. But we'll see. But thank you for flying with Mike. Thank you, Filak, for coming aboard with a follow about an hour ago. Thanks to Bad Attitude to being around. As with UC Jen Nip, welcome in, another one of our followers. So all the rest of you that are out there that I didn't get a chance to meet, greet, talk to, hey, thank you for being a part. I see you hiding in there in the lurching world, so I appreciate you in your support. So, folks, we're going to call it for today. Tomorrow, I know you all are interested in tomorrow's flight. You should be. Because it's going to be another one from Millennium Aviation. And it's part of me catching up in their destinations of the month, since they opened that ability for us to fly past flights to catch up to those that we missed. We are going to be traveling to Dakar, Senegal, over in Africa, the west coast of Africa, where all of these storms are starting to filter into the Atlantic to come across, may or may not become tropical systems. One has, it's Brett, about a day or two out from Barbados, I think, maybe more. And then we'll see where it goes from there. So that's tomorrow, folks. So hopefully we'll get our act together and be a little more punctual with our 1600Z, 11 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone. And hope you enjoy that route. We're still flipping coins on what aircraft's going to take the lead in that. So for now, folks, thank you so much for being a part of Flying with Mike. And we will see you tomorrow. And as our verse of the day goes, since I haven't seen it in a while, let me put it up there for you. Because, again, I really think that's a really good verse to live by, folks. And the part that I haven't seen here out of a lot of men lately is acting like men. And let all that you do be done in love. I mean, I watched, wow. And I'm guilty of it. I'll say it right now. So, folks, keep that forefront. Act like men. And let everything you do be done in love. So for now, folks, we'll leave you with that, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully around 16Z, you'll have to do the math in your time zone. See you then.